Welcome to the Commish Corner, episode 1. On today's episode, we talk to former commish and manager of the Pocket Dogs, Son Daggett. We get into some pre-draft strategy and some rule changes in a COVID season. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the Commish Corner 2.0. This is the way I'm hoping to do the Commish Corners this year. Some kind of video or movie or edit, something like that, rather than the normal way we just do it. But this is the current Commish Corner studio. Hopefully we can get some upgrades in here eventually, see how many of these we can get done. And kind of learn as we go. But before we get going, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Hack Life Headwear, Hack Life Headwear, Hack Life Headwear. Now that I think about it, I don't even think we get money from our sponsors. We don't get anything. So if you guys know of anybody who wants to give money to the Commish Corner, let me know. All right, let's get right into it. My guest for episode 1 is a former commissioner, a past league champion, and I believe he finished, it looks like 8th place last year. But let's give it up for Son Daggett. Thanks for calling in, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
So how did, I think everyone saw the draft order now. What did you think about the duck race?
Well, as the engineer on the duck
engineer,
race. Yeah, the course engineer, I definitely enjoyed it. Getting wet wasn't really expected, but it comes with the territory if you want to make a good course. But
have you smelled your sandals yet? Because I stepped in the water with my shoe and I put them in the garage, and my garage stinks. It's ridiculous how much it smells.
No, I washed them when I got home.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna throw mine away.
Yeah, I washed everything. Like, I came home and showered up, and I was like, I ain't trying to get gangrene or something,
Yeah. It was pretty clean water. Pretty good.
Yeah, the crawdads are crawling around it, so it's good water, that's for sure.
But you think it's pretty fair, though, right? I mean, I know the ducks are pretty fair.
It's more fair than probably anything we've ever done, to be honest with you. So it's like the most legit way of randomness, I guess, because you can't really predict what's going to go in, right? So
yep.
When we do it the other ways where we pick golfers or hit shots, whatever, it's like it's probably a little bit more predictable, but this one is totally unpredictable. So it was fun. It was fun to do it.
Where did you end up? Where's your draft? You ended up where, like 8? Is that right?
Back in the back.
You like 8?
I would prefer 10, but 8.
You know has 10, right?
Probably you.
That is me. Correct again.
Yeah, I'd rather pick 8 than 4 or 5. I don't really like being in the middle.
I was in the middle once, but I think the end is where it's at. I think the end's better than the beginning. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, because the beginning you have more tough decisions to make, and then when you get towards the back of that first round and early second round, it kind of makes it easier to choose. But my drafting strategy has been out. Everyone's aware of it for the last 10 years, and everyone has seemed to have adopted it. So I got to figure out ways to take away from you guys, because everyone took my idea and ran with it, especially being in a PPR league now. So
you think there's more? Think there's enough receivers out there that someone good's gonna fall to you at 8?
Well, I prefer not to comment on that right now, because there's gonna be people listening to this that have no idea what they're doing. So
hey, man, I'm just here. I'm here to ask the hard questions for the people.
All right, right, Colin Cowherd, take it easy.
um,
uh,
so I mean, I think as a previous commissioner, it makes sense to have you on the first Commish's Corner. But as a as a previous commissioner and looking at the league now, what do you think? About COVID and how it's going to affect how different players, whether they opt out or whether they get put on the COVID list. I mean, I think today I saw Matt Stafford was on the COVID list, and he got tested for a false positive. So it seems a little unfair. But I mean, what do you think about the league adding those reserve spots to keep to keep players in a reserve spot that doesn't take a spot on your bench? And if we should add more bench players because of this.
as far as adding more, I think reserve players is going to be some kind of necessary this year. Um, more bench players where you're taking people like off of waivers and stuff. I don't think is as fair, but reserves, I guess, are kind of the same thing. But I think we got to have something in place because at some point there's going to be somebody positive and they're going to have to sit.
So with the reserve spot, and I think a lot of leagues already, well, not a lot of them, but some of them already have reserve spots. We have 6 bench players, I think, right? So if you add 1 or 2 reserve spots, these are guys who guys who maybe either out for like 10 weeks or guys like Zeke who are holding out for part of the season. You would be able to keep them in this reserve spot without having to, take up roster space with it. So kind of the same thing with COVID now. We could implement those reserve spots and either keep them or what do you think? You think adding like maybe 8 spots instead of 6 is fair? Is that also kind of think that you guys can hold on to guys and hoard them?
I think those at least 1 or 2 spots would be fair to keep in there, but maybe if there's like some type of limit on how long you could keep them on reserve, like no more than 6 weeks or something. But you know what I mean? But that's just how. I guess that's what's up to you as a commissioner. I guess if you're asking me if I was commissioner, I would put at least probably 2 reserve spots and put a limit on how long they could be on. And after, say, the 6th week, if they're there, then you have to drop them.
I don't know how well the NFL app will do that for us, but we could do whatever. Commissioner can do whatever he wants. I think I already have a bye for week 1, so
yeah.
I give myself a bye.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you probably play Mike C 6 times this year too.
Yeah. Hey, that's a returning champ, dude. You don't know.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, that's something we'll have to look at or vote at hopefully soon. Maybe leave your opinion in the comments and see where we can get. But what about I mean, I guess looking at the next thing before we go on to predictions, because I want to get your predictions on how the draft's going to go and maybe who ends up winning the end of the season. But what do you think about the schedule? I mean, every year we do the schedule and we just kind of randomize it where we just literally plug it into the computer, hit the random button, and then that's your schedule. And then sometimes, I mean, I know like me, like sometimes you end up playing, somebody 3 times. You end up getting lucky and being able to play chop like 3 times and just you go 3-0, and that's not fair, right? Some of us.
Yeah, sign me up for that.
Yeah. But what do you think about if we maybe we assign some kind of like a committee or the scheduling committee or 2 guys or something to actually customize and make our own schedule, and then maybe adding like a rivalry week into there. Maybe you pick your rival in the league and everyone plays against their rivals.
Yeah, that sounds much better than a random schedule if you ask me.
Yeah.
You could definitely rivalry week, and I guess the hardest part would be who determine which rivals are whose. I know there's a few clear-cut rivals out there, but like I don't know. But like my rival, who I think is my rival, he may not think I'm his rival. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But I guess that's kind of part of the fun of making that type of schedule. You make sure you play everybody once, and then you could do a rivalry week, or you could do like out of state matchups. You know what I mean? Like Brian has to play Rob this week or something. You know what I mean?
Or the two out of staters in the state bowl.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I think that's way better than randomizing. Obviously, you just make make sure we all play each other at least one time, and then there's 6 more weeks of figuring out the schedule after that, so it wouldn't be too crazy, I guess.
Who has the worst draft?
The worst draft?
Yeah, who has the worst draft?
Man, they're gonna hate me for this.
Yeah, I think we might be able to start a rivalry right now.
I would say I would normally say Mike C, but since he's probably not going to be there and he's going to have someone do his draft for him, I'll let him off the hook, and I'm going to go with the worst draft is going to be Matthew. For sure.
Wow. That just because you think he's not going to have enough information?
No, I just
think in a bad spot.
He's just in a bad spot. He's never drafted well. So
I think we have our first rivalry. So who do you think has the best draft? And then who ends up? I mean, who's your pick for the Sacco and for the champ this year?
Okay. So best draft. Obviously, you'd probably expect me to say Brian Clark.
Oh wow! I was really expecting you to say yourself.
No, hell no. I won't start my research till about Friday, about 11:30 p.m. So it's been too crazy of a season to care about it so much. But I'm sure Brian's done like 13 mock drafts since we found out the draft order already. But honestly, I think best draft. He always has good drafts. I would say probably Rob Maslowski. I'd like to see what he does. I know we all know what he's going to do with that first pick, but let's see if he could actually do something with the rest of his picks. But I expect always him to have a good draft.
Nice.
As far as Sacco, sticker bitch this year, definitely. Sorry, but Chop, bro.
The unofficial, official sticker bitch who never has to actually do the stickers. Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be Chop again.
Oh, wow. I think we booked our next guest.
I think
You're up, Chop.
Yeah, and then as far as obviously, I think I could win this league every year.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go out and say I think Rob might take it. Rob Maslowski is probably gonna.
Rob Maslowski. When was the last time he won? Let's look. Let's see if we can see.
3 years ago, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I think he won right before I did.
I forgot he was even in this league.
Not Rob Zabel.
Rob Zabel's gonna win. I thought you were talking about Rob Maslowski.
No, Rob Mazel. Yeah, not Rob Zabel. Rob Mazel. Rob
Misnowski.
Yeah.
The
BNSF
Pittsburgh
Rob,
Feelers.
Dude. Yeah, BNSF, dude.
Rob Zabel. Rob Zabel's never won, right?
Yeah, no, he hasn't been in the league long enough.
Oh, so maybe he's due.
Yeah, but he's gonna be on the river like at some point during a week, and you're gonna be like, or in Idaho or wherever the hell he's at. I don't know. Yeah. Actually, I did confirm where he lives now, but I'm not gonna, say anything because I don't know if he wants you hacks to know.
Right.
So.
Oh, right. Yeah. I see. Unless you have anything else you want to say to the guys or before the draft, any other predictions or anything you got?
Nah, man, I appreciate having me on. I appreciate all the Hack Life support all you guys have thrown my way. And, yeah, man.
Speaking of which, I think we're going to take that offline. I think we need to renegotiate the terms of the sponsorship for that.
Hey man, it's already set in stone, man. You're stuck with me for at least one season. That was the contract. So.
All right. Well, when we get some more funding for this thing, we'll set something up or have somebody else a better lawyer in here.
Yeah, and for the record, I'm not giving out percentages of my company to anybody. It's just so stop asking.
Yeah.
But nah, man, I really appreciate everyone, and I was obviously a lot of trash talk coming this way, and that's it, man. Well, let's have a good time, and hopefully we come back out of this with a big dub, so I could talk more shit, and whoever, make sure Mike C brings a gift for everyone. So.
Oh yeah, we better figure that out.